Hello again, Sirobas. Welcome back to the Sirobas TV. This is Hungry with your pre-match chat. Tomorrow we're playing against Mamelodi Sundowns. We're playing the second leg of the MTN 8. 3 weeks ago, we obviously saw our team play very well. I think they played an amazing game. I was at the stadium. I hope you guys watched the match day vlog. If you didn't, go to that video and watch it again. If you did watch it, go watch it again and get hyped for the second leg, because I'm hyped, man. Like a couple of match days ago, I wasn't feeling so great because we were having bad performances and the team wasn't really connecting. But I feel like after that Golden Arrows match, we're doing something. I feel like we could do something tomorrow. We could do something tomorrow in Limpopo. That's what I feel like. Obviously, the game is going to be an away game for us, a home game for them, but they're not playing it at Loftus. They're playing it at Peter Mugaba Stadium. So, yeah, man. Ooh, let's get into it. I've actually have a lot of things. I've got a lot of things I want to talk to you guys about. First being First, I'd like to talk about that first match, that first leg. At the stadium was pumping, the fans, it was a full capacity. Everyone was looking forward to that game. And I had predicted that it's going to be a draw, but I was expecting a score draw, a 1-1 or a 2-2. We didn't have a score draw, we drew 0-0. And that could either be seen as a bad thing or a good thing, because you know you're supposed to win your home games. Excuse me, but since we didn't win that game, we're going into the second leg, 0-0, clean slate. This is obviously the second half of the leg, because it's a 180-minute match. Second half of the leg, and it's up to us. It's either we're gonna choose to try and contain them, because we know Sundowns is a very good team. They've been winning with high margins lately. And I'd also like to talk about that. But yeah, they've been winning with high margins and they very much capable of scoring goals. Not even just like a 1 or a 2 or 3. They can go the distance and they could embarrass a team if they're not organized, if they don't stick to the plan, if other players are not pulling their weights. Like this could be well, it's not. Let's not even talk about that. This is definitely, I see it as a good thing, because we know that if we go there, get that away goal, it could be good things for us. We could choose, are we protecting this away goal or we're gonna go get another one? And us going to get another one could open us to vulnerabilities of conceding or losing, like things like that. There's a lot of dynamics that Jose needs to deal with, especially when choosing the team, choosing the tactics, choosing the system. There's a lot of things that he has to deal with. Those are the pressures, and that's why he gets the big bucks. I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions, but he does. I'd like us to talk about Mangowa Miti's pre-match interview, press conference, because we know that after that Lepas first leg match, he basically compared us to Lepas after they had just beat them 7-0. It was like, this Lepas team, they play like Pirates. They have the same system as Pirates. And let me tell you something, we might have the same system, but we definitely don't have the same players. They're not playing at our level. I watched the highlights, man. We have a team. My friends and I have a team. We call it the Dream Team. And I'm telling you now, the Dream Team could take Lipasa on. Like, Usbona just not exercising. Those people are crap. Yo, the keeper is just a blob by the goalpost. Just a blob. He was just... The defenders didn't know what to do. It was just disorganized. They're worse than a Sunday league football team. And our team is a Sunday league football. It's not even a Sunday league because we don't play every Sunday. We just play like in December. But I'm telling you now, bring the pass on like to us, not December, we would give them a whipping. That 7-0 and 8-1 against them doesn't mean anything. Like you can compare them to us. I don't know whether you're trying to make us look like shit, but we're definitely not that shit. Like, we're not at that level. We are high, like, it was very disrespectful. And obviously now at this pre-match conference, he said that journalists took him out of context, but they didn't. You are the one. Those are the words that came out of your mouth. And you said they play like pirates like him. No, they don't. They might have this. If Pirates decides to play 4-3-3, does that mean we play like Manchester City? No, we just have the same formation, and that doesn't even mean it's the same system. Like, it was a big. I hope the Pirates players listened to that and they saw that. Oh, anyway, I hope the Pirates players were listening and they saw that interview and they're like, we're gonna show you, you're gonna see that those people are nowhere near our level. We are a big team, one of the biggest teams in South Africa, one of the biggest teams in Africa, definitely one of the biggest teams in the world. So that was really doing our players a disservice, and I hope they took that personally. I hope our players took that personally. And he was also asked about why they're playing the game in Polokwane, and he was saying, no, Sundowns is a growing brand. They obviously need to show that the fans and other players are worth them, like they care about them. So I don't see anything wrong. It's obviously not our game. Whether we're playing in Cape Town, in America, in Asia, it's an away game for us. We're not at home, and we still need to approach that game as an away game. And also there were a lot of filler questions. Like, the questions weren't really much about the game. They were about like irrelevant things. So he was asked about that, and he was also asked about Shalulile. How is his injury? Is he gonna be ready for tomorrow? Is he gonna play? And he said no, doesn't know. They might come on, he might start. But looking at that first leg, he didn't have anything to do. We know that a lot of fans were very much excited about Sundowns not getting a shot on target. But like he also said in the interview, there were chances. They could have taken the shot on and gotten a goal scoring opportunity from that. There's quite a lot of instances where, not a lot, but there are instances where I had my heart in my hand. I was like, yo, if only, there were chances. They did get chances. Let's not fool ourselves. Sundowns did get chances in that first leg, and they will get chances tomorrow. But we need to make sure that the chances we get, the chances that open up for us, we take them on and we make them count. We finish our dinner, as they say. So pretty much that was their interview. And I feel like another question that I really liked was, which Pirates would he want to play? Would he want to play the Pirates that has been playing the previous games, or would he want to play the Pirates that played against Golden Arrows? And he said he doesn't know. Both Pirates bring on a different situation in games, and both of them could be very dangerous. You could have the Pirates that presses high, comes in with a lot of energy, and they punish you. You could have the Pirates that sits back, absorbs pressure, and plays on the transition. They'll also punish you. So I feel like that was a very good question from the journalist. I just didn't know who it was. But that was a very good question, and he basically didn't answer it. So more like enough about Sundowns, and then we obviously know they won their previous game. They're back on the number one spot. They won against Maroon. They're back on the number one spot, and it means that they, just like us, they're also in high spirits. Sundowns really lose though, but I feel like they're gonna be in high spirits after that 7-1, 7-0 thrashing, 8-1 thrashing. Like, even to me, those games don't mean much. Like, they could have played their C team, the D team. I feel like they still would have beat Lepas those scores, and like high margins. They still could have won those games. So I don't think our players need to take that and see it as much of a threat. That team is not on our level. We're on a high level. We're better players. We have better facilities. We have better everything. A better kit, even though it doesn't count. But yeah, we have a better whole round homogeneous system. We don't have to be worrying about him, Mangoba, comparing us to that team. We know in here we heads and shoulders about. And I feel like he was getting cold feet, because because why would he choose to go back on his words? Because that's what he said. We read between the lines, and that's what he meant. Anyway, on to Jose's pre-match interview, press conference. He was also asked a lot of irrelevant questions. I feel like they should have asked him about Lodge, what's happening there. They could have asked him about what he feels our chances are, and like the lot of questions also that were asked to him that didn't really give us insights on how he plans to approach the game tomorrow. Just like they asked Mangoa, like they didn't really ask him much that of content. Like, so he was asked about preparations, and he said it's just gonna be a normal preparation for the team, like any other week, even though we know it's not any other week. This week, next week, these are not just any other weeks. We need to make sure we go into these games 100% fit, 100% ready. That's what we need from our players. And so yeah, he said he's focusing on what we can control, which is our preparation, what players we have, health wise. That's what the squad is focusing on. And another questions that I liked was when he was asked about not scoring in the second half, and he said, well, he's not worried about that. We haven't been scoring, yes, but we've been creating the chances. I feel like that's his go-to answer now whenever they ask him about goals and whatnot. That's his go-to answer. And he said he's not worried. We haven't been scoring, but we've been getting opportunities, been getting chances. And he's right, we have been. But that's also a cause of worry. Why are we getting chances and not burying them? Like, what's wrong? What's happening with the personnel? Why aren't they finishing? And I feel like this is gonna be a persistent issue throughout the season. As long as our players, our strikers, our attacking midfielders don't finish in front of goal, this is gonna be a question that's gonna rise up. It's gonna come up in every press conference, and it's gonna be something that he's gonna need to address at some point, whether with us or with the team. In a private setting, it's something that he needs to work on. So yeah, onto an article I read about tomorrow's game. They were talking about how Jose plans on focusing our attack on Kemet and Saleng. So it seems like Kemet and Saleng have solidified their place in that starting 11. And he said that he plans, in the same article on Goal, he told Supersport TV that he plans to to have a proper starting 11. He's obviously something he spoke about in the press conference also, that he's given so many players a chance to play, but it's up to them to make sure that they keep their position in the starting 11. So tomorrow we'll see what happens tomorrow, and I'm in high spirits, man. Saleng obviously got a brace in the previous match against Golden Arrows. 2 passes, 2 assists from Kemi Erasmus, which was very much great play from him. And Ndlondle has been playing well. I feel like Tim has been playing well. Mayela has been playing well. Nda has been playing well. Subisi has been playing well. I think we have a very good chance of winning that game tomorrow. My preferred 11, I'm gonna attach it to the video here on my right, but I'm just gonna give it to you also at the back. I think Pochani is gonna start because I don't know whether Ofori's come back. He wasn't asked about injuries, an injury update. Even if he was, he never really gives it. But yeah, I think Pochani will start. I think Dao on the right centre back, Sibisi centre back, and Mayela left centre back. I don't want to see Hoto start the game, even though I think he will. I don't want to see him. So my preferred starting 11 has Marco starting on the left. It has Musele and Tim. I feel like they've been solid. We need to start with, I'm not going to say we need to, but it's something we have been like used to. So let's stick to it for this huge game. I feel like we're better off knowing our opponents, knowing where we are as a team, knowing where they are as a team. So we're better off maybe sitting back and hoping we can get them on the transition. Obviously, I'd start with Musele and Tim in that central midfield, and I hope they can get things going. I think Tim can be the one that sits more, and Musele can have that he could patrol that midfield. That's what I want to say. I hope that he's given the role to patrol that midfield, and then we have Tim sticking. And we have Munyane on the right. He played very well against Golden Arrows. Ndlondlo in our attacking midfield, playing as a 10. And then I'd love to have Kemet start with Saleng up front. Not as a 10, not as a double 10, but having him start as a center forward. Someone who's gonna be able to run off whenever we get that ball, and Ndlondlo can release him, or Kemet. We know Kemet is very good at this, dropping in and also releasing him. So I'd like to see that formation. Can vary between a 3-4-2, 3-4-2-1 or a 3-4-1-2. So I'd like to see us play like that. So yeah, man, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All the best to the boys. Up the Bucks!